Hello, everybody, and welcome to Myrtle Beach Speedway here for the AWC Pro Series Week 3 here for their championship chase here as we get ready to start your broadcast off here. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado. Alongside me, once again, Andreas Varas up in the broadcast booth. And Andreas, Myrtle Beach, a track we don't really come to a lot here in, these Xfinity machines and everything else like that. So, what's the outlook going forward here? Coming into Myrtle Beach.
Welcome, Christian. Good everybody. Yeah, Myrtle Beach. We saw the Robo 2 weeks ago. If we saw that it was like pretty much a wild card for some, others wasn't big of a wild card. This one is it's a big wild card because it's gonna be a short track racing. It's gonna be a lot of contact, and this is pretty much the one that is gonna precede Daytona. So whoever wants to have the best day, it needs to be now because Daytona, as we know, is gonna be a big chaos. It's gonna be always the big one happening every single part of the track. So this is the racetrack that you want to have the most points, but it's also going to be a wild card because of that type of racing, short track racing, where it's going to be a lot of close combat as well as contact. So yeah, it's going to be a very wild one for sure.
I definitely agree, Andres. Myrtle Beach, you kind of have to figure out what you need to do in the Myrtle Beach going into Daytona, and then obviously the season finale in Vegas. But right now, it looks like we do have 17 people in the session right now, so a good amount of people here, and we have some newcomers to the league here who have shown up and shown out. Cole Wilson, fastest in practice there with that 19.644, but we're actually going to take a look back at some of your drivers battling for this championship. Obviously, Noah Brown won last week at the Charlotte Roval, extending his points lead out 30 points to the rest of the field here. We'll take a look at this machine just one moment. But Noah Brown really turning up the heat here in this chase format, and obviously we just talked about it. 30 points back to the 47 of Brett Bennett, who is also sitting in pit road here. Brett needs to have a good race here, and obviously Noah going out there winning the race in a dominating fashion at the Roval, leading the most amount of laps. Obviously taking home his first win of the season. Definitely what that 65 needs to do to secure himself a championship, but for someone like Brett Bennett, really needs to step it up here in here at Myrtle Beach, and obviously going into Daytona and Las Vegas. So 30 points is quite a bit to make up here, but it looks like 17, maybe even 18 drivers showing up tonight. He can really start to make up some headway if he can have a good race, and if Noah Brown might have some issues here. Actually, Brett Bennett's hitting P8 in practice, and Noah Brown back there all the way back there in P12. Looking back at now, Joel Farlow, he's had probably the most consistent season out of everybody in not only the playoffs or the chase, but just in the regular season right now. Joel Farlow out of the track right now, just parked that car in the garage, but currently P6. And then I feel like the only other people that are kind of within range is that 18 of Gabe Kazula. We don't see him on track, so that could be a huge point to talk about if he does not show up. Bryson Bird up here in P5, he is kind of within striking range, but he needs some help from that 65 not having a couple good races. And then yeah, I feel like outside of that, you have Adam Tal back there in P8. I think he's just a little bit too far back, almost 50 points behind, going with 3 races to go. Obviously anything can happen, but Adam needs a lot of help to get him up there. I don't even see that number 34 right now in the session. So, but Andreas, I know we saw in the Discord a couple of drivers kind of stepping away from the playoffs or the championship battle, giving some other drivers an opportunity to potentially, I don't know, at least get a couple of spots in the points. I think they're definitely out of, at least for a championship, but a couple of drivers have decided to step away from this chase battle.
Yeah, and for example, we know that Jake Scarborough is one of the people in the chase right now, pretty much P12 on the standings, pretty much out of the contention for the championship. but some of the other guys maybe they don't have unfortunately they don't have the racetrack that we're racing right now. um so yeah, they will have to go ahead and like preset the position and stay wherever you are, especially if you're out of contention. And yeah, like you said, like I'm counting right now. I we have maybe like about five, maybe six of the 12 contenders of the chase, and the only one that is actually notable is gonna be Gabe Gazola, which is if it's not coming into the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds, he might lose points to Bryson Bird or Adam Tall. So either way, it's very big, you know, disappointing situation for him, because even though you're not fighting for the championship, you're still like you want to stay in a position that you want to be like uh, fighting for a good position in the standings. So we'll see if he's able to get into the race at time. If not, Bryson Bird and Adam Tall right now, seeing them in the session, they will gain some points on the standings.
I could definitely see Gabe getting surpassed by not only by the 53, the 34, but even someone maybe like the 13, who I believe should be showing up. Maybe not. I remember a lot of drivers, like you said, that they don't have the tracks. It looks like Ryan also might not be able to show up here, but yeah, definitely going to be a big points hit for that 18 machine if he cannot show up tonight. But kind of a talking point. We've been showing him doing some practice laps. Just 22, Enrique Cucalan was given that playoff spot from Jake because he dropped out. So obviously we don't really have a good idea of what points are going to look like for him, just because he's not set up in the point standings to be a chase driver. So right now he only has 249 points, where even Jake, who hasn't even shown up to the championship, has 1,000 just because of the way they set it up. So it's going to be interesting to see what Enrique can do. Obviously not going to be racing for a championship, but we'll see how far he can go into this chase with 3 races left. Obviously, a really quick driver in that 22. Currently P13 in practice, but in my opinion, practice is one thing completely separate from qualifying in the races. You see that 22 go around here in the turn 3.
Yeah, and I would say like even right now we don't have the standings updated for sure. We're still seeing Jake Scarborough place as the P12, and but as we know that Enrique is gonna be or pretty much our 12 driver. We're gonna see how he's able to do in the last 3 races. For sure, it's gonna be placed much better than P12 or P11. We'll see.
We'll just have to see. But as we wrap up practice, we'll see Cole Wilson in that number 93 machine. He's going to take your practice here, fastest at practice. So congratulations to Cole on that. And we'll get ready to get into qualifying here. We'll just see who's going to be eager to get out first. Looks like Brett Bennett going to be the first out on track.
And we have pretty much the best guy on for chase ending that practice is gonna be Bryson Bird. But like we saw in the last week, Noah Brown didn't show up in practice. He showed up in qualifying. So we'll see.
Exactly. I mean, we saw Noah Brown go out and take the pole and dominate here at the Roval. So obviously it doesn't really matter what goes on. But we'll see as we see that now Bennett starting his first time lap. What he can do here.
Coming into the lower entry, almost getting into this little speed bumps, will you say?
A super loose out of the two, gonna remember some time there down the backstretch, but coming back down 3 and 4 to complete his second lap. Give him P2 right now. Wyatt Roberts top of the charts with a 19.54. We'll continue to look at some of your drivers here. Bryson Bird out on track, completing his second lap. Like he might have, right there, 19.61, good enough for P5. See, we'll try to focus on some of your playoff drivers. Joel Farlow out on track.
Noah Brown coming up with a 19.54 P2.
You give Noah P2 only 1,000th behind Wyatt Roberts. Good lap for that number 65 machine. But here comes Joel Farlow with 3 minutes left to qualifying to start his first time lap for the 24.
Oh, he missed the bottom.
On that bottom lane down here in 3 and 4, get a good exit off. Launch it down the front stretch. First lap for him, 19.697. Enough for P7. But he
I
is
don't like Charlotte Robo. This is going to be 2 laps, so he might be able to get another one.
They're turning in the green right now. Going on at 3 and 4. Gonna definitely improve on this time. A 5.12. That's good enough for P2 here.
Cole Wilson, pretty much our fastest guy in the practice, taking the pole. Not surprised about that.
Aaron Evans, playoff driver, out on track as well. Start his second lap, 20.2. Enough for P14. We'll see if he can improve on this time at all. It looks like he is trending in the green a little bit. Trending in the green by a lot. 19.9. So he'll go up to P12. Thomas Capuano. We see him at least in pit road, one of your all-star drivers here for the AWC Pro Series. Races late models down there at Hickory Motor Speedway. So we love to see Thomas out here racing here at these short tracks. Now, I think both races he has competed in, he's won. So look at Thomas maybe be a dark horse here tonight at Myrtle Beach.
Fabio Fabian just ending up his second lap. Possibly he didn't count. He counted the first lap, 19.7. One of the others, Chase race drivers right here.
Here comes Capuano out on track with a minute left. It should be enough for 2 laps easily, so see what this 21 car can do here. A loose out of 3 and 4. That's going to hemorrhage some time.
As far as you keep it out of the wall, you're gonna be fine.
20.1 for that first lap. Have to get something out of this on the second lap, though.
He's struggling too much. His car is loose.
Good pickup there. 19.6. Moves himself up to a top 10 starting position. Good lap for Thomas. Just like that. Thomas will park it, and so will the rest of the drivers. His qualifying has completed here from Myrtle Beach, and Cole Wilson, fastest in practice, will take you pole. Joel Farlow will round out that first row. Now, only 85 laps here around Myrtle Beach, so I'm a little surprised that it's that short. Obviously, Myrtle Beach, a short track. We figured that maybe, I at least assumed that we'd have a little bit more laps here tonight, but only 85 laps, so it should be a little short little run here for everybody. Obviously, Myrtle Beach, a very demanding track. We've seen everybody throughout the whole race kind of struggle to keep it going, but obviously it's going to put on a good show. Obviously, we have 17 cars that showed up tonight, so a pretty packed field for tonight. It looks like even it looks like maybe Ty, who did decide not to qualify, but looks like he actually got into his race car. But just like that, we have most people up inside their cars ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and get your starting grid here presented by HVTV. We saw Cole Wilson, fastest in practice. He'll take the pole for tonight's race here at Myrtle Beach. Joel Farlow, race for a championship. He's going to round out that row 1. Wyatt Robertson at 42 will be P3, and rounding out row 2 in that P4 position, Noah Brown in that 65-year points leader coming into tonight's race. Brett Bennett is going to start that row 3, and Michael Cougar will round out that P6. P7 is going to be Ty Outcast with Bryce Bird at P8. P9, Thomas Capuano rounding out the top 10, Gilberto Gamera.
Ziegel is gonna be on P11, right next to Fidel Fabiano, P12. Right next on round number 7 is gonna be Enrique Cucalon, one of our new chase drivers with Aaron Evans in the 48. Adam Tall and Landon A. Brown is gonna be on your route 8. Cameron Chandler and Ty McIntosh is gonna round up your field for tonight's race, row 9 on the row 9.
Taking a look at your race weather for tonight's race. 81 degrees and 11 mile an hour wind, so quite a bit of wind here for tonight's race, but it'll be still good enough for some good old-fashioned hard racing here at Myrtle Beach. But I mean, 17 drivers now has signed up here. 85 laps. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. As you see, the pace car is going to take that hard left turn on the pit road. We're going to be getting ready to go 85 laps around here. Race 3 of the playoffs at Myrtle Beach as we're going to get ready to go green here from Myrtle Beach. Complete your first lap of tonight's race. Cole Wilson will take that lap as Bill Farlow will tuck back into P2. P3, Wyatt Roberts back there to P4, Noah Brown. Everybody trying to get single file, but we do have some side-by-side battling back there. Right out behind, right inside that top 10 is the 5 machine of Eric Ziegler, going to go after the 41 of Michael Kruger.
And the 93 had a little bit of a blink, but here we go with the number 5 and 41 under the battle. Number 5 is going to take the position. Meanwhile, Brett Bennett is going to be on the top out of 4. Possibly is going to be able to hold his line. Yes, he was.
Capuano, we're running that bottom lane, knows how to get around these short tracks. Obviously, we talked about it. One of your all-star drivers for the AWC Pro Series. Coming around here, does this in real life, so knows how to get around here at Myrtle Beach. Has raced at Myrtle Beach, I believe he said before. Now we're going 3 wide down the front stretch.
Noah Brown was a little bit loose coming out of 4. He lost his line as well, and he got into 3 wide. Let's see how they're going to be able to hold it right here. Oh, very close.
Noah Brown not giving up those spots easily. He's kept it 3 wide, but now going to get passed by the 21 to the 2 for 1 as he's going to get around Bennett and Brown. And now Bennett a little sideways. He's going to go around.
We'll see if everything's alright with Brett Bennett. He was able to spin it around. He is good.
Go back and take a look, see what happened. Looks like just hard racing here inside the top 10, but we'll go ahead and take a look, see what happened here to this 47 machine. Looking at our chopper cam.
There was already a good amount of racing right here. Noah Brown pretty much was very losing his position, and Brett Bennett pretty much went up, I believe.
Yeah, it just looks like they're just hard racing. 47 kind of overdrove the corner, shot up, and just tried. I mean, and this is exactly what happens when you're trying to keep the car off someone. He knew he overdrove the corner, tried to keep it off, and then as soon as that contact happens, it kind of just shoots the car around, and around the 47 will go to bring out your first caution tonight here from Myrtle Beach, and just just hard racing there inside the top 10 between that 47 and that 65. Remember, those two racing for a championship, first and second in points, and that 47 has 30 points he needs to gain here to give himself a shot to race for a championship. So, and that 47's got to make some aggressive moves here to try to get himself in front of that 65.
Lucky enough for him, he didn't get any closer to the to anybody, and he was able to keep the car clean as well. As good job for everybody to miss him as well. So yeah, Brett Bennett will have another shot this early on the race, so try to go ahead move on and get back in it.
Well, we get the opportunity to now. We'll go ahead and do our race picks here in the HVTV booth. Andreas, I'll let you go first.
Oh man, you're already making it hard for me. um, I will go with Joe Farlow this time. He had a very good race on the Robo, and even though Noah Brown can be my favorite pick, he might be having a little bit of harder time in this time by. So I will go with Joe.
Well, you're going to give me kind of the assist here, the little jump shot. I'm going to go ahead and take that number 93, Cole Wilson. The fastest in practice. Obviously, he's led every lap here. Looks really quick. Took the pole. I'm going to go with that 93.
The lights on the pace car is off, so we are ready to go. Hi, there he goes.
And we'll see a Chevy Ford front row here as the 93 and the 24 keeps that 1-2 spot going down here into the restart zone out of turn 4. We'll be going green once again here from Myrtle Beach.
Ooh, a little bit of a hiccup right there in the restart.
Yeah, Joel, I think, jumped the restart there, had to get out of it to not get a penalty, and that's gonna, and it really checked up that top. That's gonna allow Wyatt Robertson at 42 to get side by side for P2, and that Milo's machine 24 of Joel Farlow gonna try to play defense on this top lane.
He is still having Richard Roberts on the bottom of that 42 car, trying to holding his second position, but trying to hold his second position is gonna try pretty much destroy his tires. So hopefully he's able to go ahead and like pass him, and there you go. He's gonna be having P2 right here. Good defense from Joe Farlow.
Joel doing a good job, just kind of pinching down that 42, and you know, as you know, we've talked to Wyatt quite a bit here since he started racing here in AWC Pro Series. He's talked about how he's going to go out there and race for wins, but he's going to be respectful about it. He's not going to go and move someone. Obviously, I think that's kind of was the demise of that 42. Is, you know, he was trying to be cordial and give them room to kind of race off the top, and unfortunately, you know, when someone's pinching you down like that, it's really hard to make that pass there. But speaking of making passes, this 24, this 21 has been moving through the field now side by side with the 5 of Ziegler, as Capuano is driving his way up through the field.
This guy has been battling since the start of the race, Capuano and Ziegler, trying to take this position, P5 pretty much. So Noah Brown is right behind them, so we'll see if these two are able to handle off the battle, or is Noah Brown's gonna take a little of a, you know, a little present right here.
You saw both of them get sideways out of the corner. Noah Brown, a little contact between the 21, but they both save it. You saw the 21 left to give him the room to save it, but Noah Brown probably not too happy about that contact, but they keep it going. Lost a little bit of time, and that's going to allow Bryson Bird to get side by side with this 21.
Capuano is right here on the bottom side. Maybe he's gonna be normally on short tracks the bottom lane is the favorite lane, but right here possibly the top lane is the one that you want to be if you want to pass cars.
Yeah, it's just super easy. It's a lot easier to defend on the top. We saw Joe Farlow do it earlier. In that, I mean, you just really, if you could pitch that guy down below you, it's really hard to for that guy on the bottom to like get into the gas and squeeze that throttle. And you saw once again Bryson Bird, good defense to get around the 21 machine. I think the bottom's quicker just by running by yourself, but if you're trying to pass, I just don't think the bottom's the way to go unless you do so, unless you can really be cordial with the car, cordial with everybody else, because we saw that 21 drive through the field, passing on the bottom, but as soon as he made some contact, kind of backed it off and ended up losing 2 spots because of it. But Cole Wilson, hard to slowly pull away from the rest of the field here. He's almost got a second gap on the rest of the field here. As Joe Farlow trying to hold on to P2. And Ty Outcast making his debut. Went up there inside that top 3. Good debut for that number 2 machine.
That number 2 machine that is very known for Jesse Love. Here used by Ty Alcas. Getting a little attack by Wyatt Roberts, so we'll see if Wyatt is going to go ahead and try to take position, or he's just going to have it a little conservative mode and save his tires.
Yeah, obviously that number 2 known for Jesse Love, congratulations to Jesse Love for winning the Xfinity Series Championship there, and with that Richard Childers #2 machine. But yeah, as you see that Wyatt Roberts was giving some pressure, but now he's got Ziegler all over the back end of that 42 machine. So once again, it's kind of like, when it comes to these short tracks, it's kind of like, do you try to attack and put yourself in a vulnerable spot to get taken over? Or do you have to kind of play defense the whole time? And Noah Brown actually gets to the outside wall there. That's going to allow Bryson Bird to get side by side.
Either you're gonna be able to be conservative, or either it's gonna be a very bad situation where you're trying to go forward, and maybe at one point you're gonna hit the wall like Noah Brown did, and over here Bryson Berry is gonna try to take the opportunity, but Noah Brown is gonna be in the top side, so the top has been a very good defensive line. We'll see if Bryson is able to get it. No.
Remember, these two are racing for a championship, so you're like those breaks that Capuano gave and what Wyatt Roberts gave. This 53 is not. I mean, Bryson Bird is still somewhat within the conversation. He needs to have two exponentially good races to get to the 65. So, and the first way to start reeling in the 65 in points is to get around him and to finish in front of him, right? And so this 53 is not going to cut the 65 or break like the others who have been racing around him who aren't racing for a championship. This 53 still has a lot to gain here within these last 3 races.
And we can see over here the 53 is not yet over for leaving Brown. Of course, you want to go ahead and pass him, as we see a car like sideways. He was Wyatt Roberts. He lost the position from Siegel.
And Wyatt with the slide is a contact behind.
Oh.
Bryson Bird.
Wow.
Starting to get impatient with the 65, said, I'm going to have to move you out of the way. You're a little bit slower than I am right now. And the 65 into the wall again, and this battle still continues to ensue here going into lap 29.
As we see some Wyatt Robert getting loose, we were trying to check what's going on, and Reisenberg was like, you guys, you forgot we are in a short track. Every single thing happens very quick.
We've definitely seen elbows out between the 65 and the 53, obviously, here at Myrtle Beach. Not only do the cars not drive the best, but, I mean, it is a short track, like you said, Andreas, and you kind of do have to get a little elbows out if you want to make some passes here here in North Carolina. There's once again contact.
And we see another contact right there from Bryson Bird. Noah Brown is trying to pinch Bryson very good, and Bryson was able to take the fight right here. He was able to become victorious.
Now Bryson Bird elbows out. I mean, and like you said, Andres, pinching that 53 down for so many laps, and finally that 53 had enough. Gets around the 65, and now here comes, I think that's a lap car actually, Aaron Evans, 2 laps down, trying to drive his way up to the field once again.
Aaron Evans lap down. We'll see if he's able to hold it right there. Noah Brown is literally saying, hey, you're a lap car. You shouldn't be able to go ahead and pass me, but well, he has much better tires. He's gonna try to go ahead like he has his own race.
Yeah, Aaron Evans just came out of the pits only, I mean, he's got only 7 lap fresh old tires here compared to everybody else who has 33. So Aaron obviously gonna should be able to drive through the field a little bit easier here. And honestly, like, I mean, I mean, it's that give and take situation. Like, you're a lap car, but you're only 2 down. If you can go back down and unlap yourself the hard way, get back to 1 lap down, all you need is 1 caution to get back on a lead lap. But once again, you're a lap car. Do you stay out of the way? Do you try to be a little bit more cordial to get around some of these slower cars on old tires, right? I mean, it's just that kind of cat and mouse give and take here. If you're in this 48 machine, caution is out. Looks like Kukulon around in the 22.
Enrique Kukulon, one of our newer chase driver, replacing Jake Scarborough from the P12 position. We'll see what's going on.
Him battling with the 51 and that 97 machine. Coming into turn 2 here, and nothing yet. Probably. Oh, gets in the. Oh, yeah, just the 51 kind of checks up in front of him. and he had to check up, but the 97 just could not react. The time gets into the back of the 22.
That was a pretty much a racing deal, short track racing. You don't know when the car in front of you is gonna slow down or pretty much using the brakes. And Enrique didn't have any time of reaction time to know where the 51 or 50 Fidel Fabian was gonna brake on, and well, the 97 finished the mission right there.
Well, everybody comes down pit road here. Looks like some strategy call here from the 2 machine. It's like he might take fuel only, maybe right side tires for that 2 machine.
So for the first time right now, we're seeing some dice placed on the table, and Ty Alcas decided to go ahead and take some too. We'll see if the 2 tires are gonna hold for 4 tires, because he's gonna be by himself right now.
I'll be interested to see how those 2 tires work. Obviously, I mean the 2 was pretty quick, so I feel like, I mean, if you have the pace, I think it's something you can maybe do here to maybe get some track position. Maybe if you're like outside the top 10, maybe struggling with a little bit of speed, then I could see maybe some issues arising. But this 2 was very easily sitting back there and in third, having some decent pace. So we'll see how it works out here. It looks like Aaron Evans should be able to get the lucky dog here. Get one of his laps back. I think he actually did already take that lap. So he'll go back down to 1 lap down. So one more caution, one more instance, and without involving this 48, and he'll be back on the lead lap.
As the pace car lights are off, Ty Alcas is gonna try to have a good restart right here. If you have a good restart, you're gonna be able to go ahead like haul the 93. Noah Brown is right there as well on the P3rd.
We have a
Joe
Chevy
Farlow is
front
on
row.
P4.
We have a Chevy front row for the first time as the 2 and the 93 going back into the restart zone as we're green once again here from Myrtle Beach.
Very good restart by Ty, as well as Cole Wilson. Here comes Noah Brown to the bottom.
We're talking about good jumps. I think the 93, the 65 probably had the best restart out of those top 3s. The caution is out once again. Further in the back, looks like the 21 around here, going into 1 and 2.
Tomas Pacapuano, Spawn, he is gonna come back around. That is gonna have pretty much going go forward right here. Let's see.
See what happens to this 21 machine.
Oh, the 51 nearby, Brett Bennett. Oh, 51.
Like just Fabian gets into the back of the 21. Just being aggressive on these starts. We'll go back and look at it from a different camera angle here. We'll see what happened. It just looks like Fabian just misjudged it a little bit, and yeah, just gets into the back of the 40. Looks like the 47 checked up in front of. Maybe it looks like it started with the 47. The 47 kind of checked up a little bit because they're side by side. Caused a little bit of a check up there, a little bit of an accordion. And the 51 gets in the back of the 21. You'll see that 21 go around.
Well, pretty much the same situation that happened to Enrique Cugelon right a few laps ago. So, like I said, it's short track racing right here.
I guess no harm, no foul, no damage. Obviously, a little bit of a damage of ego, maybe, but obviously those tires are probably not the best now on that 21 machine. But obviously, we saw Thomas be really quick here at the start of the race. Maybe he can take that speed and maybe try to drive through the field, obviously. And it's probably to say we're halfway done with this race already. And, you know, the laps are counting down here already for this 21.
Aaron Evans kind of another lucky dog, so he's going to be back in the lead lap now.
A lucky break for the 48. And Aaron Evans will still start at the tail end of the longest line here, but at least gets back on the lead lap. Can live to fight another day. Obviously one of your championship drivers, but he really does need a miracle to give himself a shot. Almost 60 points behind your points leader of Noah Brown, but obviously anything can happen here in these last couple races, especially with Daytona leering around the corner.
And Noah Brown, Joe Farlow are going to be starting pretty much 3rd and 5th, so we'll see Ty Alcott is gonna get another chance to leave Cole Wilson. We'll see if Cole Wilson is gonna get another good restart.
And going back into the side zone, the 2 will lead us back to green. The start lap 45. And a pretty even jump between the 2 front rows, but you'll see the 2 get back out to the lead here. But now side by side for P2. Cole Wilson trying to hold off the 65, as he'll do is he's going to drive it in, try to get back to that 2 machine.
Ty Alcott is gonna try to defend his position with those 2 tires, but Cole Wilson is gonna be the fastest car in 4 tires, so it's gonna be a very hard task to do.
Now side by side for the race lead, Cole Wilson underneath the number 2 machine. They try to drive it into the corner here, and here he's going to try to clear, but here comes the defense off the top from the 2 machine. Side by side going across the line. Give it to the 93.
Noah Brown was a little bit closer to Siegel, almost lost it right there. Noah Brown is pretty much elbows out every single part of the track, so hopefully he doesn't wreck.
And that's the big give and take from that 65 is, are you elbows out the whole time? When you have a championship, you could lose. I mean, if I'm the 65, maybe you give some people some breaks, because you don't want to make enemies going into the last, 40 laps here. Not only that, you don't want to make enemies going into Daytona and into Las Vegas. If you can afford to lose, a couple points here and there with a 30-point gap, I wouldn't be trying to fight every tooth and nail here when you are, the favorite to win the championship.
As Ty Alcott is losing the second position from Eric Siegel. Noah Brown right here trying to hold Joe Farlow, and we have a caution right here.
Like Fidel. Oh, and Aaron Evans having an issue here. We'll see what happened here. Go back inside the HVTV replay and see if we can find what happened between the 51 machine. Some contact between the 22 and the 34, and then contact between the 34 and the 51. Fortunately, nowhere to go for Aaron Evans. It just looks like just kind of nowhere to go for the 51 or the 48. We'll go back and look at that. And we'll actually look at the 22 back up here, because this is where it all starts. We'll see what happened. Looks like the 22 trying to go on the outside of the 34. 34 tries to block it off, and the 34 loose, makes contact with the 51 up in an outside wall, and then here comes the 48, nowhere to go. And those 2 will get into it.
Fidel Fabian is going to be pretty much going home after this situation, this wreck. So Fidel Fabian came into this race with 1,075 points, pretty much 1 below Joe Farlow. So this is gonna be a big break for Fidel Fabian. Bad break actually. He's gonna lose a lot of points. He's gonna be pretty much coming in the last place out of this the race, pretty much.
It's unfortunate because he was a driver who was kind of within striking distance to maybe take advantage of a potential mistake from the 65, but unfortunately Fidel has put that car up into the trailer and called it a night, unfortunately. And unfortunate. I mean, nothing he really did wrong. Just wrong place, wrong time for the 51 machine.
As we get ready for the next restart right here, we're gonna have Wilson and Siegel in the front row. Ty Alcott is still with those 2 tires. I don't think Ty Alcott is having a great time holding these guys with 2 tires. It's gonna be in first position it was one story. In third position it's gonna be another story. We'll see how he does.
Now once again, the Chevy front row is the 5 will be on the outside this time, so it'll be Cole Wilson, Eric Siegel leading us back to green here with 32 to go here from Myrtle Beach, as we're back green.
A little bad restart from Wilson, but he's able to hold his lead right here.
And Cole Wilson will clear for the race lead, but now here comes the 5 on the outside with the run off the top, and they're trying to make it a battle for this race lead. Could not make it happen. He'll tuck back in line as we're side by side back there. Joel Farlow making his way through the field here. A little contact between him and the 65.
Joe Farlow pretty much went out, and if Noah Brown was elbows out, Joe Farlow is more elbows out. Oh, almost get into the two of Ty because he did, and there goes another car.
Yeah, Joe Farlow not playing around, but caution's out for another car further on back. Looks like Gilberto maybe had an issue here. We'll take back a look and see what happened. I thought it was Gilberto. No, it was definitely a different driver.
Maybe it was Wyatt Robertson.
It looks like it was the 42. We'll take it back. Oh, we'll take it back and see what happened between the 42. Gonna back out here. Take a look at this 42 machine. Looks like maybe it got some help. Looks like got some help from the maybe from the 39. Unsure.
Yes.
Have to see here going into turn 3 because this is where it all starts. Yeah, get some help from the 39. Landon Brown. Bumper to the back of the 42, and the 42 will go around. Probably not too happy about that. Wyatt, I feel like, has been one of the cleanest races we've had here. Been really respectful, so especially for someone not racing for a championship. So unfortunate that some contact was made with him, but he'll get that 42 turned back around, and we'll be under caution once again.
We got some takers from these yellow flag. The number 5 was Siegel. Noah Brown was one of the notables. Ty Alcos, of course, after he got out of the line with that bump from Farlow. Another car that was inside of the pits, it was Brett Bennett, Adam Tall, and Wyatt Roberts with the guy that pretty much got spawned.
A lot of the drivers who came down pit road, your leaders coming out will be Brett Bennett, Wyatt Roberts, Eric Siegel, Noah Brown, Adam Talon, and Ty Alkis in the back here. Slow stop for him, but he'll round out those drivers who did pit. But, I mean, with 27 to go with the cautions the way they are, will they have enough time to get back to the front as we get ready to go back green? Chevy forward front row is now Joel Farlow makes his way back up here towards the front. Barney with the flag in his hand as we are back green as a 42 with a good jump. Bryson Bird now looking for that P2 position.
Bryson Bird, another driver that has been very good on this track, coming into taking the P2 from Joe Farlow. We'll see how he does.
Oh my, Bryson Bird. Let's go back to look at Thomas Capuano. Remember, he got wrecked. He's already back upside the fast 4. Trying to get raced down to 53 in this 24 machine. Do not count out this 21 yet. I mean, he's shown incredible pace all race long, and now he's up here inside the top 5.
He's able to go ahead and keep the car clean and able to pretty much avoid all the wrecks. And he got himself in the P4 position, and here comes the number 97 and 41 right behind him, battling for the 6th position.
Yeah, Chandler and Kroger back there in the 97 and the 41 making themselves well known here with a little bit, of a different strategy here. They stayed out instead of pitting his own. The 97 gets that big old turtle. We'll slow him down a little bit, but I think this 21's getting a little bit held up here. These 53 and the 24 cannot, figure out their differences here, and everybody's just trying to. And with them racing side by side, it's slowing everybody down. And unfortunately, there's not really a third lane that anybody could go to get around. They kind of have to sit here and wait on someone to make a move. Oh, there it is. Bryson Bird with some contact to the 24. He's going to try to make this spot work. As Bryson, as now Joel will lose a couple spots here, as Capuano will clear as well.
We're going 3 wide, almost in the turn 1 with Joe Farlow. Joe Farlow is going to be okay. Right on top of Michael Krug right here on the 97. Joe Farlow is gonna be going backwards after losing his spot from Bryson Bird.
Yeah, Joel probably isn't too happy about that move, but Joel, just have to get recomposed again, get recentered, and just try to at least stop the bleeding here. Because the longer you're upset about this, probably the worse you're gonna drive, and the more spots you're gonna give up here. Just get your head back down, retighten the seatbelts, and just get back to work here. As he's gonna have to defend this 41 for this P5 position. But Thomas Capuano not taking it easy on this 53, trying to make up that P2 position.
Thomas Capuano, he wants the P2 position, but trying to pass Bryson Burr is gonna get pretty much the fire from the 97 of Cameron Chandler.
Ooh.
Capuano got loose, and he's gonna be able to hold it, but losing the position from Chandler.
Yeah, huge mistake out of the 21, gonna allow Chandler in that 97 to clear for P3. He's gonna have to get back down and try to do stuff as they're still side by side. Back here for P5, Joe Farlow just trying to stop the bleeding here, trying to stay in front of this 41, and now the 21 also starting to back up to these two behind.
Joe Farlow is trying to hold his position, and he's gonna be able to hold his position, his defense from Michael Kruger, and he's gonna be able to get his car in the bottom. He's able to, and he's gonna be attacking Capuano right here onto turn 2.
And Thomas gone to the outside wall there, which allowed the 24 to get a run to get side by side. But once again, we've seen that the bottom is not the way to pass. So we'll see if he can make the pass work cleanly on this 21. Looks like he will. Thomas will just let him go here. A little bit of a bump out of the corner to the 24, but obviously we saw that huge slide out of the 21. He's got to try to get this car back underneath them, try to cool these tires back down, try to make another run here with 15 to go, though. Not a lot of time left to get back up there and drive to the field.
Here comes the tires. Brett D. Bennett pretty much coming from the back behind the number 41 of Michael Kruger. Noah Brown pretty much in pursuit.
Noah Brown, Brett Bennett, all these guys on new tires starting to finally catch up to the guys on old tires that are a little bit quicker. And if I'm Noah Brown, do not race this 47 like you are right now. Let him he's going to hook the 47.
Wow.
What I was trying to say right there is don't race the 47. Let him drive through the field. Let him make the gaps, and you just follow him through. Do not race him. Do not, do this. Do not bring out a caution, because now that's going to drag everybody else down pit road, give them a free stop, and now either you have to pit with them and start behind them, or you stay out here with now 17 lap old tires and try to hold on here. So, fortunately, that we saw what happened right there. We'll go back and look at it. But as I was trying to say, do not race this 47. Let him make the spots, and you follow him through. Because we know these two are really quick, but you see right there, the 65 getting a little impatient, and unfortunately, drives it in a little bit too deep here, gets into the back of the 47. We'll actually do a little bit of a chase cam here on the 47, a little bit of damage already. You'll see that 65 pop up on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Drive it in, get into the side of the 47, and around he'll go.
And we see right here. Let me see if Noah Brown how he was going, because I don't know if he was there or Freddie Bennett was pretty much closing the gap, but yeah, like we see right here.
I mean, it's definitely a racing deal, but once again, it's kind of it's a two-way deal, right? I mean, it's hard to put someone in that spot to like whether you give it up or not. Like I said, if it were me, I would be smart and let the 47 with the fresh tires with you. Kind of, you got to work with the guys with fresh tires. You can't race them, because if you're racing, you're allowing those guys to get away. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this all goes down. It looks like no one decided to come down pit road here with now 10 to go. No one's going to try to make that gamble to come down, maybe take two, nothing like that. It's now, not only does, it looks like maybe Brett Bennett came down pit road. No, he didn't. Bill Farlow, we do have some guys who did come down pit road, and that is going to lead it off. Top is Capuano back there in P8. Will be your first guy on tires. Well, you already start to see we're getting ready to go green here. In the 93 of Cole Wilson. Bryson Bird on the bottom going to lead us back to green.
Very good start by Wilson.
Good jump by Wilson, and now those fresher tires are a lot closer now. It's Wyatt Roberts is that last car with the old tires. Capuano on the top, gonna make a huge run for himself, and he tried to get side by side with the 42, but with 8 to go here, is there enough time to drive through the field?
Capuano trying to go ahead, like pretty much elbows out, everything out, gloves off, going for it.
Unfortunately for the 21, he's boxed in. There's nowhere he can really go. And now some of those guys on fresher tires are going on the bottom around him. Now he's going to have to try to make a room for himself somewhere else because, fortunately, there's nowhere to go if you're up on the wall there. It's now 3 wide going into turn 3. Is that 41? Is going to try to make a move here.
Very close right here from Roberts and Siegel. Siegel is almost in the wall, almost got into contact with Capuano right here. We're going to be, again, 2 wide. Never mind, it's going to be 3 wide, either 2-1.
Some hard, tough racing. I'm surprised they haven't wrecked here yet, but everybody keeping it off of each other, trying to be cordial here. Fun coming up 5 now. 4 to go here. There's a battle for the lead. Cole Wilson on the attack from Noah Brown with the fresher tires.
Cole Wilson, one of the best cars right now, but Noah Brown has the tires. We'll see. He's able to battle it out. The outside is much better, and lead change for Noah Brown.
Noah Brown will take the race lead. Here comes the 41 of Kruger with those fresh tires. Now underneath the 97 with 3 to go. Does he have enough time to get to the race leader with those fresh Goodyear tires?
And Capuano is going to be right behind the 41. If he's able to get in the bottom of Wilson, he's going to be able to get a shot at Brown. We'll see.
If he does get side by side with Wilson, he'll clear that 93 now. Going after the 25 of Brown. Side by side going into 3 and 4.
And it's going to be Kruger versus Noah Brown. But Capuano is right. It's going to be right there in third. White flag is going to be right here.
Noah Brown will get past for the race lead. Now Capuano and the 41 will race for this race lead. Capuano with a good exit at turn 2 down the backstretch. Who's going to get there first, the 41 or this 21? Will the 21 put the bumper? He will not.
He's right there.
Michael Kruger will come and steal it here from Myrtle Beach.
What a drive for Michael Kruger as well as Capuano, P1 and P2. Great job at these two guys, rallying up from the back, going up to the lead, be able to not only pass Wilson, but as well Noah Brown, who was almost right there to get another one. So yeah, very good job from the number 41 of Michael Kruger, as well as Capuano.
I mean, we knew that Capuano knew he was doing on these short tracks, but that just really shows how much the tires mean to these race cars. And we'll continue to watch this 41 burning down here on the front stretch, right in front of you fans at home here at Myrtle Beach. What a race, what a finish. And these AWC Pro drivers is never disappointing here with these finishes, obviously. You know, Myrtle Beach was a kind of a question mark here going into the season, especially as a playoff race, but obviously Myrtle Beach, once again, never disappoints.
As we see the cars right here doing some good burnout from the number 41 of Michael Kruger. They had a very difficult task right here, Christian. Like going from, I'm pretty sure they were like 10th or 11th in the middle of the pack and be able to pretty much rallying up. Going 3 wide at one point with some of the cars that stayed out. And they were able to keep it clean and be able to pass by all those cars to the pretty much the win.
We'll get ready to talk to your top 3 after a quick word from our sponsors over at iRacing, and we'll get ready to start your post-race show and talk to your race winner as well as your top 3 finishers tonight from Myrtle Beach.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Pro Series show for the AWC Pro Series here from Motor, Myrtle Beach Speedway, and what a finish! But I guess it's time to do it. Let's go ahead and talk to you top three finishers. We'll talk to your race winner. Let's go ahead and talk to Michael Kroger and that number 41 machine. Let's see if we can get a hold of him. Hey Michael, it's Christian and Andreas up here in the HVTV booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, what a last couple laps there. What a 10-lap run there at the end there. But obviously you decided to take those tires there after that last caution, and obviously those tires worked for you driving away through the field. Walk us through your race and walk us through how you got yourself up here in the victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, start off, we qualified pretty decent. First run, we were all right pace-wise. I mean, I wouldn't say I was probably one of the faster guys, but I feel like I had pretty decent pace. And come the first pit stop, I got a penalty and got sent to the back and just had to serve an EOL. And basically, I thought I was kind of finished, and I'd probably at best get to sell like a top 10 or so. And really, I just kind of played the tire strategy late by just kind of waiting as long as possible. Like, I saw some guys take their sets with like 30 to go or something, and it looked like a good time because, I mean, we could have had like a bunch of yellows come out and would played right in their favor. But I tried to stay patient and wait to take the last set, and we got one with like 15 or so to go, and I was like, this is it. This is the time to take it, even if it's a little risky and you're deep in the field, mired back in traffic with a bunch of guys that already took their tires or don't have much wear. I still took it because I felt like that would be the best chance I would have. And really just going through that restart, I mean, I was kind of boxed in a little bit behind Wyatt. And initially, I just kind of thought, like, I have a little bit more pace, but I just kind of didn't exactly have anywhere to go. And when push came to shove, I just felt like I had to send it three, and I ultimately finally sent it three when I got a good run off of four. And then I was like picking up steam a little bit here and just made our way through on the bottom, just kept rolling it as best we could. And then we just kind of cycle to the front, really, and just try to move up. And ultimately, we did, and somehow wound up and won it.
Grace?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I kind of really didn't think I had much of a chance, really, until like the last 3 laps or so. Really, when I saw the top two really racing each other, I was like, maybe I might have a chance at it. And then the seas kind of cleared for me to have a chance at it. And then I made my move, getting a good run off of two with 2 to go on Noah. He definitely tried to play the defense game. I know he's in the playoffs, and I obviously he did make the block and did usher me to try to move him, but I didn't want him like wreck him or anything. But I made sure to just make it known that I was going to take that from him, even if he was going to try to move me down low to try to pass him like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the way that you have to kind of race Myrtle Beach. I mean, it's a short track for a reason. And, you know, sometimes when you race defensively, you kind of make people have to do that. But obviously, I mean, you talk about took the tires there, and obviously it worked in your favor. But and once again, congratulations on this win tonight. But before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank here for getting the parking in victory lane here from Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates for Circumference Ultimate Motorsports. I'd like to thank Brett, Bryson, Enrique, and Wyatt, and all those guys back at the shop to put these things together. Thanks to all those guys for being my teammates and such. And yeah, that's all I got.
Well, once again, congratulations on your first win here in the AWC Pro Series here at Myrtle Beach. We're gonna go ahead and let you go back there, celebrate with your friends and family, and hopefully, we'll talk to you maybe at Daytona or Las Vegas if you decide to show up for those races.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, you have a great rest of the night.
All right, thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
I think Andres has Thomas Capuano back there, your P2 driver.
Yes, let's go ahead and get him in.
Like,
Thomas Capuano, this is Andres with Christian up at the booth. You got us?
I got you. How are you guys?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, P2, you were pretty much wrecking at one point. You were from the back all the way to back up to the top 5, and also got into a very good rally up to P2. You were pretty much able to go ahead and like do something different to get that win.
Yeah, excuse me. I think the real big thing about this was just finding my comfort zone tonight. I was able to get into a rhythm pretty early. I was certainly not fully comfortable, but I was able to find a point tonight where I was able to cut some laps, keep my pace, and the ultimate decision tonight was to take 4 on both stops instead of taking 2 like a lot of other people did. I did that because I felt that the car was already skatey. I think a lot of people took 2 to try to help on entry, but I was good on entry, and I was struggling on exit a little bit, as you guys might have saw on the broadcast tonight. But taking 4 definitely helped me be able to put the power down. Being very patient was another big thing that helped a lot when I was behind cars. Giving people some space. I could have went and tried to pass that 41 in that last green flag run. There was a window where I probably could have did it, but I know these guys are racing for their championship, so I wanted to make sure I did it clean, did it right. I won the first race this season. I almost won another, but yeah, it's awesome to come back to AWC and end up inside the top 3 again. Really wish that I could run more of these races. My schedule's kind of opening up now, so it's looking like I'm going to be able to run more of them. But yeah, I just had a great time racing tonight. All the people were awesome to race with. It definitely sucked to get spun out early. That messed up my strategy a little bit. But at the end of the day, we ended up P2. And the kid in the 41 did an excellent job making his way through the field with me at the end there. I think overall it was a great race. The setup definitely could have used work, but it was good. It raced fine. As soon as the sun went down, the car got tremendously better. So just got to thank Jake for putting this league on, and Danny G for all of his help with other people that wanted to race. So yeah, just want to appreciate you guys for putting on the broadcast. Thank all my sponsors: Smart Modified Tour, Fenceline Films, SKM, Stafford Speedway. This was an awesome race. I had a great time. Can't wait to go watch the broadcast back.
For sure, indeed. Talking about the schedule, next week is gonna possibly the next one is gonna be unknown. Is gonna be next week or it's gonna be in 2 weeks, but it's gonna be Daytona. So are you gonna be able to be with us right there, or?
Yeah, more than likely. The only races I probably won't do is if there are any more road courses. But yeah, if there's more oval races for the next races, I'll be in them. I could have run that last road course race, but I don't really care about road course racing. Made it pretty clear with our Thursday night league. Don't care. Suck at it, and I'm a lot better at these oval tracks. So yeah, if the rest of the season is more oval tracks, I'll be here. I'll be back. The 21 car will be out on the track. Had an awesome time tonight. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you guys.
Indeed. Well, congratulations and very much take that second place as always. And yeah, have a great night.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
That was Thomas Capuano back there in the P2. Congratulations to Thomas Wales. Love talking to him. Love talking to these RL drivers. And looks like once again, no Noah Brown. I don't think Noah has a mic. So looks like I would be interested to talk to the 97, but unfortunately he's not in the booth either. So I guess we'll get ready to actually officially start your post-race show. And Andreas, I mean, what an insane race we had here. Obviously, I assumed that maybe would be a little bit more of a kind of set in line and wait there, but obviously we saw the tire differences come through several times. We saw some people like Brett Bennett and those guys who took fresher tires there in a different stint there and were able to drive up inside the top 5. And unfortunately, got that caution that kind of ruined that stuff between the 47 and the 65. And then that kind of just really set up what we saw tonight here on the last 10 laps. Some people coming through, taking four fresh tires, driving up to the field. We saw some guys try to hold on with the older tires. And, man, obviously, kind of a surprise winner tonight here from Myrtle Beach.
Oh, for sure, and that's what you get sometimes in these type of races, where you're gonna have some surprise winners as well as Daytona. And well, I'm pretty sure today's race was gonna leave a lot of heat coming from some drivers, especially Bradley Bennett right here. I'm pretty sure if that yellow or like that crash didn't happen, I'm pretty sure it was gonna be Noah Brown and Bradley Bennett pretty much fighting for the win, but it wasn't. Instead, we get Michael Kruger pretty much having what would you say, a stealing one. But, well, Bradley Bennett did the right strategy and pretty much rally up to taking the checkered flag. So, yeah, I will say the one that is going to be the biggest loser right here is going to be Fidel Fabian, who was pretty much on P4. Is going to be losing points from the P3. He was pretty much right there. Joe Farlow pretty much ended up in the mid pack. As we can go ahead, I see we're going to be seeing the result in the future. So yeah, pretty much Myrtle Beach showed up what a short track will show you up. Like, it's going to give you that excitement and pretty much big sparks coming from the race itself.
That's definitely interesting to see, and obviously, you have to talk about Noah Brown. Obviously, a lot of people were hoping that he wouldn't have the best race, and unfortunately, he kind of I wouldn't say he picked the right strategy, but he picked a good enough strategy to where he had a little bit fresher tires than the guys who stayed out, but not, fresh tires like Michael and Thomas had. But still was still able to come out here, get a podium finish. And unfortunately for someone like Brad Bennett, like Joel Farlow, who had the opportunity to maybe gain some points on him, he still comes out here with the top 3 finish. Brad Bennett, obviously, because he got spun out by the 65, will end up finishing lower than he probably thought he would. And obviously, you talked about Joel finishing outside the top 10 there. Definitely not the point signs they were wanting compared to that 65 machine. But let's go ahead and take a look at your unofficial race results here from Myrtle Beach as we just talked through the top 3. Michael Kruger victorious here from Myrtle Beach. Thomas Capuano, we talked to him, as well as and obviously you're rounding out your top three. Noah Brown there in the 65, good point state for him. Cameron Chandler back there in P4. Cole Wilson, I felt like was your best car tonight, but unfortunately just the strategy just did not work out for that 93 machine. Bryson Bird back there in P6. Wyatt Roberts, P7. Landon A. Brown comes out here with a good top 10 run. Brett Bennett back there in P9, and Gilberto Gamera rounding out your top 10.
Go forward, like I said, is finishing off in P11. Alan Tall is going to be on your P12. Enrique Bucalon, P13. And Eric Siegel is going to be on P14. Aaron Evans, 15. Ty Alcas, pretty much trying to take early in the race, doing that two-tire strategy, is going to be finishing P16. Fidel Fabian, P17, and well, running up the P18 is going to be Ty McIntosh, but Fidel Fabian pretty much was your last position right here.
Ty obviously did race control. Unfortunately, just forgot to not sign up as a driver, so technically a starting park for that 45 machine. But yeah, a lot of DNFs for tonight here, and I mean, it's not something unexpected here from Myrtle Beach, but a lot more than we expected for sure. But once again, congratulations to Michael Kruger on his first win here from Myrtle Beach here in the AWC Pro Series. As we get ready to wrap it up here from Myrtle Beach, as we'll look at your race winner, burn it down here. But once again, thank you so much for everybody to come out and watch. If you wouldn't mind hitting a like on the broadcast here on the YouTube side, or just sharing the broadcast with friends and family, whether you're watching over on twitch.tv or over on the YouTube side. Please share the broadcast with friends and family. Obviously, we are a young and growing network that really would appreciate the help in that way. But obviously, also, if you're looking for any broadcasts or any broadcast opportunities in the future, make sure to email us over at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com for any needs or wants or anything, whether you were looking for a broadcast, whether you're wanting to join the HVTV team, whether it's being up here in the commentary booth, whether you want to help with the production side of things, being a producer and running the cameras and stuff, or even if you want to work on some graphics design work for the network, make sure to email us, or if you can get a hold of me through Discord, that's also it's fine. But once again, we appreciate everybody coming out and watching everything. Once again, my name is Christian Delgado, alongside Andres Faris in the booth. We appreciate you guys coming out watching the broadcast, and we'll see you for Daytona in a couple weeks here for the penultimate race here in the AWC Championship and Chase. So obviously Daytona will be an interesting sight to see here with these Xfinity machines, but we'll see you there. But once again, hope everybody has a great rest of the night, and we'll see you guys soon.